I'm going to do a little tutorial here to show you how to work the wide herringbone stitch as shown in the Bloomington Cowl. This is assuming you've already done your swatch back and forth to check your gauge. I'm going to show this to you in the round so you'll see how to get started on the cowl itself. I'm just going to be using a different yarn. This is a wool yarn instead of an alpaca yarn, and I'm also just going to do this on a small sample rather than on a full-size thing. So what I've done here is I've started with a foundation single crochet. I've just done 20 stitches. You'll do what it says in the pattern. If you don't know how to do foundation single crochet, I have a video for that that's linked in the pattern. After I've done this foundation row, I am not going to join and I am not going to turn it. So all I'm going to do is, beginning with round 1, chain 1, and then being careful not to twist this round, I'm going to bring it around and single crochet in the first stitch. Now that joins the rounds, but it's not joined at the bottom. You'll do that later. Then I'll chain 1, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next, chain 1, skip 1 stitch. Do that all the way around. When I get back around, I've done a single crochet, chain 1, skip the last stitch. That little chain 1 right there that's hanging out is actually the turning chain for my first row. You see that chain 1 that's hanging out by itself? That's actually the turning chain or build-up chain. I'm going to ignore that and then slip stitch into this first single crochet to join the round. And I am going to put a marker in this slip stitch. I never want to work into the slip stitch, and so I like to put a marker there, especially since I'm going to be turning my rounds. I want to make sure I'm not adding stitches by working into that slip stitch, so that will help me recognize where that slip stitch is. Now I'm going to turn and work a wrong side row. So that wrong side row is a chain 1, single crochet in the first single crochet. So this first stitch right here, then chain 1, skip the chain 1 space and single crochet in the next single crochet. And I'll do that all the way around. At the end of this wrong side round, I'm going to chain 1, skip a chain space, and slip stitch in that first single crochet to join. And again, I'm going to move my marker up here so I know that that's my slip stitch. You don't have to do that. If you don't have any trouble keeping track of your slip stitches, you don't have to do that at all. Now I'm going to turn it again. Turn, I had flipped this inside out, so I'm going to go back here. Now I'm on round 3, chain 1, single crochet in the first stitch. Actually, that marker's in the way. Let me get rid of that. Maybe I'm not going to use that after all. In that first single crochet. Now chain 5 and skip 2 chain spaces. So there's 1, there's 2. I'm going to skip those 2 and slip stitch in the next chain space in the round below. So there's the next chain space, but I want to work in the round below, so it's right here. So I'm going to slip stitch in that stitch in the round below. Don't worry, we'll do this again. And then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 2 chain spaces, there's 1, there's 2, and then single crochet in the next single crochet. So you see you've kind of started your first herringbone, your first kind of V there where it goes down into the row below. Let's do that again. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 chain 1 spaces. There's 1, there's 2. There's the one I'm going to work into, but I want to work in the row below. So I'm going to work in the row below. There's a chain space above that. Slip stitch and chain 5. Here I'm going to slip stitch in the first single crochet to finish my round. And I'll stop and show you. You see that those chain 5s are going down, and they will create that herringbone stitch. So you'll do that all the way around. At the beginning of round 4, I'm going to chain 1, which I've done, and single crochet in this first single crochet, and then chain 1. Then keeping these chain 5 loops to the right side, so where they are, they're sitting right now because I'm working on a wrong side, they're on the back. Double crochet in the next single crochet in the round below. So the regular round I would normally work into is where this chain 5 is, but I'm going to work in the round below, which is where these single crochets are. So I'm going to do double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet, chain 1 into each of those double crochets across. 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet, there's my chain 1, then single crochet in the next single crochet. So there I have my single crochet. That is from the previous row, so not the round below, but in the previous row. It really helps if you look at the symbol chart while you're doing this, so you can really see where those stitches go. You can see the purple chains and slip stitches and single crochets kind of sit on top of the double crochets. All right, so that was 1. Let me do that again. Repeat from asterisk around. So chain 1, double crochet in the next single crochet, chain 1, and do that 4 times. 2, and I'm kind of ignoring those chain 5 loops. 3 and 4. And I should be at a single crochet, and so I'm doing a tiny little swatch, but you're doing a big piece, and so you'll keep doing that around. When you get to the end of the round, you will join with the slip stitch in that first single crochet and turn. Here you can see a little bit better. Now I've got my right side going. You can see that you've got that up and down, up and down, up and down going on, and you've started the new kind of background where you have the mesh here that we'll be working into. So now we're going to repeat round 3. So this is round 5. I'm going to chain 1. Oop, I already did that. Single crochet in this first stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 chain spaces. 1, 2. There's my third one, but I'm going to slip stitch into the chain space in the row below. It's easier to see this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochet in the next single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 chain spaces. 1, 2. work in the next space, the row below. So you're going to go in here, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and single crochet. Again, you'll do that all the way around, single crochet in, or slip stitch, sorry, in the last stitch. So now you can see you're building those chain 5 on the right side, and you're creating the mesh kind of behind it on the wrong side, and that's where you get that stitch pattern. When you finish and when you do the final rounds so that you are making the top to match the bottom, you're going to come back with a yarn needle and just close up that yarn tail. So when you weave in ends, you'll just take that beginning tail and put it here and weave in that tail, and you'll be fine. Here is a version of it in a different color. I didn't have this photograph for the pattern, but you can see here's my foundation row, here's my setup rows, and then that's when you're getting, those are the chain 5s, there's the column of single crochets, there's a column of slip stitches here, and on the wrong side, I think it's a pretty nice looking thing on the wrong side too, you get this kind of mesh pattern with little solid sections. So it looks good on both sides, but this is you're building the mesh on the wrong side so that you can slip stitch into it to get the textured stitch pattern. You're also going to want to block it. I noticed my testers, this one has not been blocked and it tends to skew, but once it's been blocked properly, you will find that it will just be nice and square. If you'd like more crochet instruction like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the links in the video notes for other ways you can find me. Thanks for watching.